The Prime Minister today appointed a special envoy for anti-Semitism, saying that 9 months of anti-Semitism is enough. Think of how the Jewish community must feel. Jewish lawyer and businesswoman Gillian Segal will take on the 3-year appointment. Here's Anthony Albanese making the announcement today.
I have spoken with members of the Jewish community who have not felt safe. Members of the Jewish community whose children are worried about wearing their school uniform in our capital cities. That's not acceptable. We're not having enough discourse in Australia which is civil. And the sort of slogans which are used have caused great damage and often come from a position of ignorance.
Well, Liz, you can accuse this government of a lot of things, but you can't accuse them of being on time. Anti-Semitism has been rife since October 7, which begs the question, why has Anthony Albanese suddenly woke up to the issue now?
This is just such a cheap PR move by the Albanese government. All that which he's talking about has been, I would argue, aided and abetted by his government. That is the most vocal members of the Albanese government who have shown themselves to be more than complicit in pushing the pro-Palestine argument, most notably our Foreign Minister, Penny Wong. He's done absolutely nothing. And the Jewish community, along with the rest of us here in Australia, still have absolutely no answers as to why we have not seen any strong police pushback, even when it was called for. Why the laws that we already have in place regarding racism, discrimination, hate speech, not one of them has come into play. Nobody's been prosecuted, much less properly charged and convicted for the crimes that we've seen on our own streets perpetrated toward Jewish Australians. Why none of those have come into play? So obviously, good move, smart move by the Albanese government, but very much wanting 9 months on when there's been pretty much outright silence. And also, this isn't so reassuring when in the same breath he's promised an envoy for Islamophobia.
Yeah.
It's like you're trying to have your cake and eat it too. You're still straddling the fence. You're still not coming out with anything strong, comprehensive and conviction-laden that Jewish Australians can point to and say, actually, our Prime Minister is on side, he does feel our suffering, and he's actually making a genuine stand for us.
Yeah, I did note that, Joe, that he made that announcement and then he couldn't help himself but say, and in due course we will be appointing a special envoy for Islamophobia as well.
Look, I mean, I suppose it does get a little bit tiresome when you know it's coming and you're just sort of waiting for it. But having said that, he has prioritised this. This is the one he has announced first, and that's significant. Obviously, this is not something he has done by accident. I think it's something that's taken a lot of political courage to do. Let's not forget that he's made this announcement just days after it's become clear that a movement called Muslim Vote is going to target some of Labor's most senior MPs in some of its safest seats.
Can I stop you for 1 second,
he's come out and said that anti-Semitism is going to be our first priority.